When I came in this morning, the stained glass window was so beautiful. I don't know if you can still hear it in the background right now or not, but there was the banging of the flagpole with the rope against it, and the blow of the wind through I have a window open to kind of cool it off here, and then the light coming in. It was gorgeous. I hope that my attempt at artistry was halfway decent. Well, today I'm Pastor Phil. This is Emmanuel, where we're at right now. It's an absolutely lovely sanctuary, and we're continuing on inside the Gospel of John. And in John chapter 12, verse 37, we continue to hear the Passion Walk of Christ. We remember that a week or two ago, we heard of his triumphal entry. In between then and not too far from now, inside the gospel, Jesus enters into his kingdom and into his passion. But we begin today with verse 37. But although he had done so many signs before them, they did not believe in him, that the word of Isaiah the prophet might be fulfilled, which he spoke. Lord, who has believed our report, and to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? Therefore they could not believe, because Isaiah said again, he has blinded their eyes and hardened their hearts, lest they should see with their eyes, lest they should understand with their hearts and turn, so that I should heal them. These things Isaiah said when he saw his glory and spoke of him. One of the first things we deal with in passages of Scripture, like what we just shared, is that a false understanding of what's going on will result in our saying that God's not being fair, that God blinded these people to who Jesus was intentionally. But that's not what's going on. Instead, what we hear is Isaiah making this prophecy, and it's acknowledging the rejection of the children of Israel as they heard the testimony of Jesus in their day. Now, in our own day, we deal with the same thing. We come with the message of the cross. We share the message of what Jesus has done for us. We fill ourselves with good things, with godly things. We focus on Scripture, and we follow the epistle lesson from yesterday where Paul tells us, whatever is pure, holy, right, think on these things. We do all of these things, and the world scoffs at us. They make fun of us. We're seen as outcasts and weirdos because we're not going along with the most recent decision in terms of, well, whatever, for any real point. That it could be a case of that they don't believe Jesus existed, all the way up to maybe he existed, but that he wasn't who he claimed to be, which creates a problem of itself. I did a video about that a little while back. To the point of just that it's archaic and old-fashioned, and we don't do that anymore. Our understanding has advanced us so far that we no longer worry about this. And that's exactly what John is recording Isaiah saying about the children of Israel. Mankind has not changed. We're still sinful. We still are utterly ridiculous in our sin, focused upon ourselves, our wills, whims, and desires. And as we remain fixed on these things, what we hear is the world deny who Jesus is. Same as the children of Israel did. Now we go forward in grace and faith, believing in what Jesus said, and much like the stained glass that we saw earlier, we rejoice knowing that the light the world sees in us is not our own, but rather it's Jesus shining through. The only reason we have the beauty of God in our life is because of what Jesus did upon the cross for you and I. And our lives become renovated and we become beautiful. Now, the world doesn't understand it, and we shouldn't be surprised when we're asked questions. But we rejoice knowing what God has done on our behalf as we go into the world this week, celebrating what Jesus has done. That he is the one who is the light in the darkness. That he's the message that we share, and we're not surprised at all when nobody understands it because, well, they didn't understand it when Jesus said it. So go into the world this week boldly, proudly proclaiming what Jesus has done for you. Share the message of the cross and the empty tomb. Proclaim the gospel of what Jesus has done for you. And as you do these things, you're following the Great Commission that Jesus has given each of us and confessing Him before men. I pray that God blesses each and every one of you. I'll see you tomorrow as we contemplate Worship Wednesday. God bless. One last thing, my apologies on not having a video produced yesterday. I had to take Heather to the hospital, to the ER, Sunday evening to get checked out, and because of that, it kind of goofed up my schedule a little bit, so I wasn't able to get that produced. At this point, it's just waiting on doctors, so keep us in your prayers. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. God bless.